Some important disclosures from Elon Musk on X soon, but first, as we discussed yesterday, Elon Musk is back big time, reposting SMX who said wartime CEO engaged. Elon says back to working 7 days a week and sleeping in the office if my little kids are away. Also, a quick side note. Who in their right mind, spoiler alert, no one in their right mind, so clearly that says a lot about Elon Musk, is still working this hard, voluntarily, overloading his back, taking on endless pain and suffering in the pursuit of multiple extremely challenging goals simultaneously in his 50s, when he could be sitting on a beach or blasting the pits in Diablo 4. The answer, by the way, is somebody who is so mission-focused and wants to be as useful as possible that no matter what, anytime, anywhere, there's an opportunity to have a big positive impact. Bro is like, sign me up. Elon Musk is clearly built different. Speaking of built different, how epic, how cool is the bathroom at the Tesla diner? I mean, bro, absolutely epic. I'd want to visit here just to head to the bathroom. Looks like you're up in space looking back at a view of the Earth. How fucking cool. Now some footage from Owen Sparks. Robotaxi operating in Austin, Texas from the inside at night. These things are fast becoming the new normal. I believe this footage was from Owen's trip from base to tip of the geofence. We'll get to more footage from Owen this time outside of Robotaxi, watching Tesla Robotaxis handle downtown Austin on 6th Street. If you know, you know. First, Elon has had a lot to say about AI, FSD, and work ethic lately. Check this out. Your Tesla self-driving capability will see a step change improvement as we integrate upgrades for the Austin Robotaxi build into the general production release. He adds, we need to validate that improvements for Austin don't cause regressions elsewhere. In other words, they don't want the software to get worse just because they've improved it in Austin. They want to make sure that those improvements, quote unquote, don't unintentionally break something in terms of functionality elsewhere. They're being cautious. More, and this is big, for Europe and China, we are awaiting a regulatory approval, hopefully soon. Between the US, Europe, and the United States, more than 1/4 of the world's population, over 2.5 billion people. Now, I'm less excited about China. Lower wages there. It's going to be a very competitive market. The margins overall are unlikely to be as high in China versus, say, Europe or the United States. Not that Tesla shouldn't enter and dominate, but the US, Europe, other developed and fairly wealthy nations are where the biggest profits are to be made in autonomy. Tesla owners Silicon Valley asks, any updates on the Bay Area release of Robotaxi? Elon responds, as soon as the regulators approve. He adds in parentheses, they are being quite reasonable, to be honest. Now imagine my shock. You'll have to, because I don't have any at all, as I said, for a very long time. I firmly believe that almost every regulator out there is reasonable, is data-driven, is logical, and generally fair. If Tesla can, and by the way, they can and are, produce mountains of data showing the safety profile of their robotaxis, their software, versus human drivers, reasonable regulators, which accounts for almost all of them, will have no choice but to approve their service because it is safer than humans. Now, I'm not saying it's safer than humans under every condition in every geography right now. I'm saying that when Tesla can drop an absolute mountain of evidence that proves that, hey guys, look, here's the proof that in this little area we intend on operating, because here's data from existing customers using their vehicles and say blah, 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 plus our testing, see how much safer this is in terms of accidents per mile, collisions per mile, blah, 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 than humans. Regulator says, well, now that I actually look through your mountain of data, yes, you have overwhelmingly proven your case that the software is much safer than human drivers. Therefore, we have an obligation to approve you. Hence, they are being quite reasonable. Give them a mountain of data. Prove beyond a shadow of a doubt your software is at least as safe, if not safer than humans. Next minute, approval. One of the core tenets, pillars of the bear thesis, at least of late, after the goalpost moved from Tesla's just a car company to, well, yeah, they'll have autonomy, but was, well, regulators are going to have a very hard time approving these. It's going to be very slow and it'll hold Tesla up and blah, 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 blah. Now, there will be some exceptions, some holdouts, by the way. Special shout out to Europe. Fuck my life, dude. Good luck there. But generally speaking, Tesla makes the case with data, an overwhelming amount of it, they get approval. This is a very good sign. It's a good disclosure from Elon Musk that even in California, reason prevails. Now, this is only just a few posts from Musk, but boy, oh boy, do they contain an enormous amount of compelling insights for Tesla investors who are paying attention. Brav himself says that he is back to working 7 days a week and sleeping in the office. Now, admittedly, he has more than one office, but this is a good sign. He shares that consumers using FSD Supervise will see a massive improvement soon based on the Austin Robotaxi rollout, and the more capable, competent, and safer the software, the more people will subscribe every month. He also mentions that Europe and China are currently awaiting regulatory approval, and moments later, when asked about California, says that they're currently waiting for approval there too, and, spoiler alert, the regulators are actually being reasonable in possibly the most over-regulated, burdensome, red tape encrusted shithole of a place to get anything meaningful done at all in the United States, California. Now look, the weather's nice, many of the people are nice as well, but let's just be honest here. Everyone knows. I mean, shout out to the high-speed rail. If even California regulators are being reasonable here, this is a very good sign for massive rollout of FSD, robotaxis, throughout the United States and elsewhere. It's happening, folks. Next couple of quarters, next 6, 12, 18, and 24 months, that time frame is going to be wild to watch, what Tesla does with robotaxis. Now, let's quickly check out some of the footage from Owen, who spotted a Tesla robotaxi operating in Austin downtown Saturday night, just outside Joe Rogan's comedy mothership. Now, judging by the fact that there aren't 4 or 5 people on the ground covered in vomit and 12 simultaneous fights breaking out, I'm guessing this is probably no later than around 10, 11, 12-ish, probably not 2 or 3 a.m. But regardless, the thing to note here is the enormous amount of pedestrian traffic. There are people absolutely everywhere. The vehicle not just needs to see, but to observe, to perceive, to understand. What is the intention of every one of these pedestrians? Is anybody going to walk out in my path, cross when they shouldn't? WTF. For those who don't know, there's these little pedal and drink things in Austin. Pedal parties, I think they're called. And so there's a lot for the vehicles to deal with. There's not a quiet rural town with very little going on. It's an interesting still frame here too. On one side, we've got the past, a Tesla vehicle being driven, and on the other side, the future, a Tesla vehicle doing the driving. Now, I'm just skimming through here to see if we can find anything of note, or is it more likely that we'll find absolutely nothing meaningful? Now, here's an interesting thing too. The robotaxi's here. We've got a couple of pedestrians who are cutting through these barricades on the side. Very little wiggle room, right? Trying to squeeze down the side of the vehicle. This is the kind of chaotic scene that you can expect in downtown Austin on 6th Street on a weekend. Importantly, is that Tesla had the confidence for their software, their vehicles to operate here during this time, knowing the amount of chaos that they're likely to encounter. Skipped ahead a little bit. There's a robotaxi waiting for some pedestrians to get out of the way before making a legal turn. And everybody, apparently, after a couple of drinks, not camera shy at this crossing. Okay, so here's where things get a little interesting. We've got 1, 2 seconds, 0 seconds left to cross legally. A bunch of stragglers who give 0 fucks. Texas boot game is strong this weekend. So now the Tesla vehicle is essentially going to be in the intersection when it shouldn't be, but obviously it can't cross and mow down a bunch of people. Still a bunch of stragglers crossing. Still. It's waiting its turn and executes the turn flawlessly and very safely. In other words, yawn. 0 interesting things happened here, and that is the entire point. Tesla robotaxis now are becoming commonplace. Tesla obviously has an extremely high level of confidence to have their robotaxis operating in these situations, under these conditions. It's not the easiest task. It's busy, people, many of them on the source, or potentially even more so. A lot of stuff to deal with. It's a big risk to take if you're not extremely confident in the capability, aka the safety profile of your vehicles. And spoiler alert, not going to be that long before every downtown in the United States looks exactly like this on a Friday or Saturday night. Tesla robotaxis carrying out extremely boring, unexciting journeys for customers. Ladies and gentlemen, the future has arrived. Want more content? Early access? A bunch of perks? Click the links in the pinned comment. AG1 is awesome. I've been taking it daily now for more than 3 years. It's a great way to fill in nutritional gaps. It's packed full of vitamins, minerals, and whole food source nutrients. Plus, has prebiotics, probiotics, and adaptogens to improve gut health, regularity, and help your body handle stress. I'm always looking for an edge to help me feel and perform my best, which is why I haven't missed a day of AG1 for more than 3 years. Just try it and see how you feel. Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR and get yourself a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 plus K2 and 5 travel packs.